There was a fever over the land, a fever of disgrace, of indignity, of hunger. We had a democracy, yes, but it was torn by elements within. Above all, there was fear. Fear of today, fear of tomorrow, fear of our neighbors, and fear of ourselves.
How brainwashed are you? The people I'm talking about organize and direct terrorism against every country in the world to start a war in the Middle East to safeguard their interests, that kills 600,000 people, and I'm the bloodthirsty one? The terrifying thing is that so many people believe that, like wiping out the few thousand people who are behind all this wouldn't save hundreds of thousands more in the future. I think that's worth paying any price. I think the worst thing that could happen is a partial solution. If we got rid of only half the controllers and financiers and their allies in the government and left the other half thinking that all the traitors had been unmasked, so the ones that are left are honest, we might actually be in a worse place. Being sick and knowing it is better than being half as sick and thinking you're fine. Finishing them off wouldn't take 5 years and cost billions of dollars like the Iraq lie has either. And it would spill a hell of a lot less blood in the long term. If the people knew the truth, nobody would have to be asked what to do. The Potomac would run red with the blood of the gang who are behind all this first before anyone asked a question like that once the truth got out. So it doesn't hurt them? I think the media might be the worst thing about politics now, and this is just proving it to more people who have got eyes in their head, and that's not an easy choice to make. None of the three mainline candidates are who they say they are, but the media lets them get away with it and never asks any real questions. The only two people who have had to give speeches on race were the kook Romney for his racist cult, and now Obama for his black god Chicago church, and the media says that this is something that's good about them both? And then you think that you're experiencing something called love afterwards because of that chemical process. The best example isn't being scared. You don't see a threat, get scared, and then run away because you're scared. You actually see a threat and then run away and get scared because you're running. That feeling of love you say you have towards the moon has nothing really to do with the moon. It's the end result of a process that's inside you.